Okay, good evening, everybody. Southern Cameroonian Ambazonian. This is the voice of Mola Wunja, all the way from the United Kingdom of Great Britain. I want to greet everybody, send warm greetings to our brothers, those on ground zero, our foot soldiers, our IDPs, and those on ground zero, ground one, those in prison all over La Republic region and in our territory. Fellow Ambazonians, we don't take long time. We try for make a good study about this struggle. We don't sit down, about 3 of us. We study them very, very well. Wait to be good, wait to go help we, wait to go make this struggle, make it come to an end. So we suffering people them. Then to go get a bit of rest. We don't sit down, we analyze, we make a critical analysis for all which it don't happen. We come out with a conclusion, say it be better for us, may we accept any referendum where they go propose and for we. Now the best option that, because if we the wait na say La Republic, it come for table for negotiation for the next 100 years, La Republic, it no go ever come. It go say it come, it no go ever come because it go create now what we call delay tactics. Then La Republic go decrete them so that it go kill all we people. But God forbid, the fact that God still there alive, that Jesus will they be kill him where they today, it go be tomorrow and forevermore. It no go ever change. They no go kill all we. Yes, before I start this broadcast, I want to warn all Southern Cameroonians and all over the world. When I share this video, the audio, make all man listen fine. All Southern Cameroonians, whether where you dey, whether you be minister, you be director, you be anybody, no matter your position where you hold them, so far as you get the blood, the citizenship of Southern Cameroons, please, in the name of God, if you don't want to support, you stay quiet. Listen to me. If any of you where no one support this struggle, may he take him out, he shut up him out, he lock his house with the picking them, close him out, and not ever open him mouth when people they fight for their rights. I repeat, if you know say you be Southern Cameroonian all over this world, where you believe say they born you for Southern Cameroon, be citizen inside, a full bona fide Southern Cameroonian, I want to tell you something. They want to be now the last warning when me I go give them. Any man where no one support this struggle, you better stay quiet and lock your mouth. Stay quiet for your home which are picking them. Una chop, una find chop, una sleep on a bed, may are picking they go school. Okay? Rather than you come, try to insult those the way they try for CCMO will get freedom. One of the call and say in the name of independence, we people they suffer. May God punish all una. Yeah? Una they talk like say na Southern Cameroon they start the war. Una not say other una two na talk people they fear una. I don't get people they attack me right on social media. Say that una team when I call an independent. Una don't make they kill people. They do this. That's rubbish. Una know with time where we don't lose them because some of una go back home, go build house. Una do carry una activities and do una project them. So now the one use we, like say we be bad people now, una be good people. Yeah? Okay, we know the way we'll start deal with una too. All una, we know una. Yes, we know una. We know una all. We una the pretend. If you forgive one penny, una no fit give una one thing. I no fit put my money for day. I know if you put my money for there, let's say if you don't ever put some money. I know if you put money for there because they kidnap people, they kill people. If they toss me, they bring list for people where they don't put money. Most of una never give 5 francs. Una the one take the advantage for talk na say, oh, na bad thing. Ambazonian. But when one go for election, una will say no, more be by our own. Then una will gain again because una want gain 2 sides. Yeah, we know all una. We know all una. It there for records. Yes. So if you get a sense, no go for my page, go right because I know una the right una name. I don't get no less than 4,000 people where they do this rubbish. Where every time we come out talk until we feel progress. Oh, I know if you put me my money for that thing. For which thing? For which thing? Now only we get that country. Then when the country don't find, I begin come. Ma tell una something. No be all man get life for live am. All man know how to go do project for Ambazonian or for La Republic. Some of una don't go build una house for your own day. All una, some of una don't build house for Douala. Una the person una no fit build house on that side. We know all those things. We don't take notes. Ma tell una. If they no one tell una, me I go tell una today. The day where God go bless if we dey alive. Na me I dey promise una. All una name dey for records. Yes. If any man will go hold that position for control, enough he talk, me I go talk, and I go point una all out, una come out. Una go get big fine them for pay, or una go cross go the other side for Mongo by force with una family. This nonsense so too much. Some people no go be there, the fight make we independent, we get our own freedom, get our own country where we fit tossing our own country. This like how Jamaica now. England don't allow them, they do what they call a referendum in 9 months' time. May the country be on their own. May they be on their own. So the citizens to go get a republic. We go then to go proud and then get a country. We honor for insult people, insult. Brits no ever fight Jamaica. Okay? Yes. Brits no ever fight Jamaica. For no way. But we own La Republique. They recolonize us. Yeah, after France. So when I know if it talk say, may they compare why Jamaica ain't no fight. No. Yes, Jamaica no fight because they get Western where the way England handle them, they no begin to fight. Yeah, but America fight for get independent from England. Eh? Sri Lanka fight for Indian for get independent. Bangladesh fight. Eh? Kashmir, they fight for Pakistan and India for get their own independence. What are you telling me? As we end up being a special one, Saudi Sudan fight until they kill no less than almost 1 million people. What are people telling me? Eritrea no fight? Eh? So when we fight, what's wrong? What's wrong? Greedy people. Now greedy people they ever complain. Oh, na battle una do am. Oh, why they kill people? Saudi Cameroon they be shidon, they just go start fight. Now the question I ask you now. Saudi Cameroon be shidon, they just say may they go take gun. May we stop this nonsense. Ma tell una, una name all day for book. With the Siam, una begin go Cameroon. Una begin go. Sunday go be where una go surprise where to go the happen to una begin go down. Una continue to go. Na me I talk. Yes, na wonja. Sometimes be tapanka talk and una begin caution. If you get right, now say they do it the wrong way. They do it the wrong way. Yeah? Because some of una make people the vex. I don't tell una say if you no one support the struggle, stay you quiet. She don't quiet. No open your mouth. Leave am for people where they don't put their face or front, where they don't put themselves for risk. Say where they prison, they don't get family. And so now katak that una thing. Una call am that thing. Yes, we green now thing. And the thing one day go manifest. Yes, let me talk. Okay, more leave that one. My brothers them, my sisters them. Mommy them, papa them, matter on something. This struggle, when I don't see and say, we get a different type of people inside this struggle. Yes, one appreciate any man self where he put the face for front. Me, I want appreciate them. I don't want discriminate anybody. All man don't do wrong. Although some people their own wrong pass mark. But some people they come to for the struggle for make their money. We all we know. I no see any man where he go be on the right sense where they go talk say they want propose we referendum. Then people begin argue. Say no referendum na la Republique. How stupid way we dey? Go and make a research. What is the meaning of a referendum? What is the meaning of a referendum? Where people, the people share their personal opinion where they belong democratically. Nobody is forcing you. Because inside this struggle, we don't get people where they talk, say, oh, Ambazonian people don't want them. People don't talk, say, oh, we want to stay with for La Republique. So when they talk, say, oh, we like the federation. People like ballad, they for federation. Some people today, they there for one Cameroon. Because their position, they no one lost them. And they feel say their own picking, they are picking them, they go still take that position there. Like how it don't happen for Chief Mukete with his son. They don't give Senate. The papa died, they transfer for him. Now so probably have to go die, they transfer for a picking. Now so the country there. So those who they don't get people there for top, they don't get used for the next 100 years. Chief Mukete died at the age of almost 104 years. As he come out, he don't hand his son, they move the senator, they hand her for him. It happened for Momo Joya. They want a practical thing we always this year. So una forget some people there for one Cameroon. Whether we kill with Sefo, we caught with Neko, they go remain there for one Cameroon. We know that one. We get people where they talk say they there for one Ambazonia, independent. The people today plenty. So if one come democratically for say many wars stop, everybody express itself, okay? They go put it down, they go say, okay, this is what's happening now. Let's go on referendum, okay? Okay, they'll put it on referendum, then they'll talk, say, this is how things work. Those where they say they want be for one Cameroon, this is a box. Each poll will get supervisors, international supervisors from international community, United Nations. You'll get inspectors from African Union, inspectors from Ambazonian representative, you get La Republique representative, all of them will be there. So there will be no cheating. So the box they go be, you choose where you belong. So that one no go be talk say, okay. If they say, oh, they want Cameroon win, or we go to say, all right, we pull her up. We say, okay. Oma say, be sorry. They make reconciliation. That's all. If they say, na federation win, we go leave them. We say, okay, we accept, we'll go federation. The war stop, Oma she done. We remain so. We also don't be with a federated state. We also don't go back for 1961. Oma putting her up. If they talk, say, na Federal Republic of Ambazonia, don't win for one state. We're glad. We say don't get independent. No cheating, no go be. No bias, no go be. So I don't see any reason why people, they argue and the vote go be only for the Ambazonian people. So more than no fear election as some bad thing. Now the best way that for stop this war. And when this thing they want to take place, they go announce and say in 1 year time, the referendum will take place or 1.5 or 2 years or 18 months. But they will stop the war. They will send a peacekeeping force when they agree, where they'll make a buffer zone, the way where La Republique army no get right for to kill somebody or cross the one side again. Then they go take all the guns and for the Ambazonian boys and leave them, may they go. See when, or they go tell Ambazonian boys and may they go keep their gun for their own side, for their own barrack. See when everything don't finish, then everybody go, they'll see the results. Now so it go be. So no be something where tomorrow we'll talk say, okay, these people, now they don't cheat. Cheating no go be because observers, they go be international observers all over. So now the thing where me I don't come for tell all we people them for mommy, them for village, where they anywhere for inside village, with brother them, with sister them, all my day for ground 0, ground 1, IDPs them, all my day prison. I did talk the one because I know I don't make research with some people them. Today we been a local election for England here. I be for one of the poll for Coventry here. Yes, I be one of the polling station. Stand for Labour. So more be very careful. Wait till the do am, please. Yeah, more be very careful. More need tell with people, discourage with people. Because I don't see how landed people, where they know the truth of everything where they happen for Southern Cameroons. Everybody know the truth. People where they say they go school, they go try for turn it around because of what they are gaining. Because of what they are gaining. Because if they were not gaining money for this war, they would not stop the war, isn't it? Because I don't see any reason. What was the objective of the war? The objective is saying we will gain back our own freedom. That is what we wanted. The objective was not for people to make money. Poor people become rich. People building houses in La Republic. People use the money to open their personal businesses. So that's why this war took place. So let's use it the way that we started it the right way. That's all my advice I will give it. I don't want to call people's name. But people should not be totally dishonest on their educational background. Because if you are dishonest, yes, where you know the truth, say referendum is the best way for us to stop this war, then you try to come and bring something that will inflict the people's mind. People will start thinking that, oh, what we are doing is wrong. No, that is the right thing to do. And this word did not even come out from the mouth of the leaders who were invited in America. It came out from the international community representatives who were there. It's a proposal, which I thought is the best option we have ever got. Because if we wait for La Republic for any time to come and dialogue or negotiate, they will never. I bet you in the name of the Lord Jesus, they will never, even in the next 100 years. So this is the only time we can go, and then we have our own country called the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. I hope it is clear. Yes, so thank you very much. I will come up for another.
Fellow Ambazonians, at the salon again, I come again with this second audio, this 6th day of May 2023. And I want to follow up again with this other message where I'm bringing for una concerning this talk of a referendum, plebiscite, a negotiation. We don't hear the talk plenty these past days. And this talk, it come why? Because since where this war, this conflict where Paul Biya, the diaper-wearing dictator, if we declare him on way, since 2017 we will start the pushback against La Republic as they start to kill people them. Nobody don't really step up boldly for offer, say the one for assist we, for pursue an option where if we allow we for obtain or for restore we independence and leave La Republic for this their mess where they be carry we put on there. So a few weeks ago, some of the leaders they will meet these international diplomats where they offer say they feel help we for lobby on we behalf for the powers where they out here, how we will fit, if we give the people of the Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia, the option for vote whether they want for continue for still to be with La Republic de Cameroon or they want for leave La Republic de Cameroon. I think this one has some wonderful news where all we were supposed to be glad. And in fact, a lot of Ambazonians, they glad. A lot of Ambazonians, they glad say this news, it don't finally break. But it be very shocking, fellow Ambazonians, say, some, especially some people where they call themselves city leaders, they instead come out, they try for the misinformed with people them about this good news where we don't get up. They try for the misinformed with people them. For the talk say, oh, referendum no be fine thing. Where they know very well say that thing where they talk am na lie. But now people where you will not know say some people in there for this talk where they did enough for chop for day. For so long, they did enough for chop for day. And they send out false information about this process. First of all, when I know say this talk since it start, we don't go sometime they say, oh, negotiation is there for Swiss. We go she done there 3 years. Like who up say, hey, they know that and there again. They come out them. Just of recent again, some of brother them again, they come out go Canada. They will say will not be support that team because even from the way the team be started, will be nothing not to know commodity. They wrong go for Canada. Say negotiation. Simotan La Republic Court to say, oh, they never even did them for they never authorized any man to me go negotiate on their behalf. Again, nothing in no hole. We don't get now an option where if we help we for build fence around La Republic, you know someone you want catch foul, you try for build fence around or you try make a foul enter house. We try for building a fence around La Republic now because if La Republic don't run it for go for negotiation for Swiss, it don't run it for go negotiation for Canada. We say, move put now up. Some people they say they help we move put an option of a referendum. Made it because for all this time La Republic is saying now only some few people that they give trouble now, only some few people that they give trouble. We say, all right, for referendum, it could give chance for people them for down, for decide, for vote, say, yes, we want for remain with La Republic, maybe enslave we, the torment we, the kill we, or we want for stand by ourselves for we own country. Me stand like how we did before. What we did, we think they work are fine. We manage to think them well. They work are fine. Now that one we want them or one for remain slaves under La Republic. This brother, they don't instead of come now again. They confuse people. So now here they come say this one is fine for bill because if we put this palaver for referendum for table, then international community will come for La Republic say they don't go for negotiation for Swiss when I run. They go for Canada when I run. Now, if they talk now, say make the people of the Southern Cameroon and Ambazonian make a vote whether they want to remain with La Republic or not. If La Republic no agree, say make that vote it take place. Then they go. All man go no say na them be the trouble, na them be the problem. No, na we. Na them be the problem. That means say wait for them. We don't build fence around them because excuse no go there again for them because the toxin are only few people that worry. But if not few people that worry, then why would not the fear for go for referendum? Now the question that way international community will ask them. Say if we be say we not toxin are only few people that worry. Say most Ambazonians they want for people wanna. Then leave them make a vote so that may be clear say they want for people wanna. But if we not deny say they no vote, that means say we not no say they no want for people wanna, but we not the one for force them. So international community now will be forced to come in for sanction La Republic say they must give it a chance or they go either they go choose now for must give it the option forget that referendum or they go can't sit down for table for negotiation. And this one it is so some people they don't go out there they talk lies say oh for referendum that means say negotiation no that one a lie. That one a lie. This one are just another way for build fence around La Republic. If we ask for referendum, La Republic say they want a negotiation, we'll say, okay, can't you that move negotiate? Right? Because say if we want a negotiation, we negotiate. If nobody so, give we the referendum, make people then decide whether they want for bill. They not go get no excuse again. Now why that way this referendum now? Some blessing for we fellow Ambazonians where all we will get for welcome them. We get for embrace them and promote them and encourage them. You know, some people they where they there with I don't see plenty noise they come out from people where some few people where they there around Sako they make noise. Some people they come out say they be passed away, but lie where they come out their mouth. Person where they call themselves pastor, it talk lie past even pagan self. Lie, they come out for their mouth past pagan. They move talk for here, come put on for there, move on for here, put on for there. You know, you hear to where they talk. When I just will manipulate and deceive una. Because some people they so they benefit from this struggle. The ones say me the struggle, it just go ahead. So I want to tell una full Ambazonian, but I don't get calls from some of the people the way they even they support them, like Sako them. Sako some of their supporters, they don't reach out for me, say no. They think say this palaver for referendum, now good thing. So some of their people they don't leave them because of that their position where they take them. Where that position safe, not be the one way most people they support them. Some Sako people they don't reach out for me, say yes. We not support that thing where Sako talk. Say if the people if we get opportunity for get referendum, we will take them. Now so they don't tell me. So don't mind that noise where they come out and make them for day. Say, oh, this and that, referendum not fine. Now lie. Now just because it's Sako, it is job now for this struggle. A house rent now for this struggle. A salary now for this struggle. So if you calculate now, say if the thing end, then that means they don't be out of work. Now, why did he deny? No, you don't get anything to do with the people of the Southern Cameroons or for the benefit for the people for ground. First of all, now the people for ground, they suffer, they go through the trouble for the killings and the lockdowns and everything. If they say me, then they give them chance, may they decide which they want. Why some person will call himself say believe that I could deny? Now you there for ground zero. Now you there ground zero. May they give the people for ground zero, may they decide what they want. You see, because for 4 years where they give Sarkozy say me be president, if I'm place she don't there, plenty money where they contribute and get for you. You not see nothing where you do with the money. He only talk say, hey, if you want to do the project fail. You want to do that project fail. Or you give him money, I don't give him money for here the chop. Then that means say you don't be good leader. If anything where they do and it fail, that means say you know be good leader. For that 4 years, you know here one thing where it do for bring this kind of attention. Where would you get her now with this referendum? Now different person don't go fight, bring them. You did it, you try to deny. Just because a different person bring them. Not because he thinks that in a bad thing. Sarkozy say me for a heart, he knows that referendum is a good thing. But the only reason why they deny that because they want to protect his salary and because a different person bring them. Are the two reasons in that. So, fellow Ambazonians, some other thing where they take them for confusion now. I say, oh, they want a plebiscite. I've done send out some paper, some chart where it is shown now the benefits of a referendum as compared to a plebiscite. When I remember, I say for 1961, now that plebiscite they will bring them when a bad thing. Because that plebiscite, they so now the people the way they did for authority, now then they decide for una, then they will come for una, let's say una the vote. When I remember for say for 1961 they become instead for tell we say make we vote whether we want to be independent or for join La Republic of Cameroon or Nigeria. They only say we vote whether we go join La Republic of Cameroon or we join Nigeria. They don't give we the option for stand by ourselves. Now wait that way it be bad with plebiscite because the choices where they give for una, no the one where una want them. Now different people they decide that choices then una only vote for choice where they want them. But for referendum, now una they decide which way the choices they get for B. Now the difference that for Ambazonians make some man no for una. And for una way una sabi read, where una get even the phone where una get them. The phone, small phone they wanna get them. Una go for Google, type for they say what are the differences between a referendum and a plebiscite. Type for they. What are the differences between a referendum and a plebiscite? Read them, use yourself. Me not be saying I'm here to talk about. Read them, use yourself. You go see them say plebiscite, you know, be fine thing for we at this time. Plebiscite, you know, fine. Referendum, now he be good thing because it come now from the people. Plebiscite, it come now from people where they there for authority. And plebiscite, a vote, it not be binding. That means say you just vote, it be a formality. It not be binding as compared to a referendum. So I did talk to one fellow Ambazonians when I get this audio, me when I share them, because a lot of misinformation is there out there where people they send out intentionally for damage the minds of the people. If you no one hear from me, if you say that me I dey talk, Google the differences between a referendum and a plebiscite. No, na me I go talk. You go read and where people where they know big book, they don't write them for down. You used to say because see them with your own eye. Okay, fellow Ambazonians. Now think that one muna know. So make una know. Go the fool una the people the way they chop inside this struggle. They want me to struggle only to go ahead and know what me end. They tell una they deceive una say referendum na bad thing. No, referendum is fine for win. Thing way bad for win na plebiscite. And when they talk say negotiation no fine. Well, we the only talk na say make we get another option on the table. If La Republic want negotiation, we go take negotiation. If they want referendum, may they give people then the chance, may they decide. That one I'm not finding why some man go come out in the trial for the condemner. That means that man he gave wicked heart. So fellow Ambazonians, make when I share this message, this one are only one of many messages we will send out, because a lot of people in there are there where they get bad intention, bad thinking. And this plebiscite where they talk, they say now dictator that they mostly want them. Plebiscite na dictator that they mostly want them. You know, being a democratic process. So as compared to a referendum where now the people them that they choose, now it be a good option for the ordinary people them. So now the message I'm bringing up for now, but a lot they will go to talk about this thing. I don't want me the audio long.
Brothers and sisters, fellow comrades of Amazonia, having listened to the Kerman seminar of the Harvard Law School on prospects of peace in the crisis pitting Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon, I have a number of observations to make, and lamentably so. Number one is that the international community is very much aware of our arguments, aware of our history, aware of what happened since the 1960s. They are very much aware. Number two is that the international community is very, very reluctant to, at this time, support the fact that Southern Cameroon is a different country. They are very, very reluctant to accept that Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon are separate countries. And one can understand that. They keep looking at this issue as an internal issue. And even when they know the history, they say that they acknowledge that they know it very well. But they say the international community is not looking at Southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon as different countries. This is very, very lamentable. Very, very lamentable. They even have comparison to the Philippines. They have other countries that are laying the same argument and the same claim like Southern Cameroon, which means they understand the thing, but they refuse to acknowledge it for purpose of diplomacy. For diplomatic reasons, they will not say that. They do understand, but they will not say that. But I want to say that the way Ambazonians are making their arguments would give them room to keep holding on that. And I will suggest, and I'm thinking that Ambazonians should hold a conference to frame their statement so that everybody be saying it the same. Look at it very well and frame. Since the 1993s in the AACs, the 1990s in the AACs, our issue has been framed in about 3 different ways. That makes our argument so bad. It makes us take the wrong tracks, and when it goes and ends, we come and take another track, another route. Because we have not sat down to, or because of arguments and differences, everybody wanting to be the person that has defined our argument, we make different arguments. The decolonization route that our elders took in the 90s was the wrongest thing, that was as wrong as Fumban. Was the worst thing that they ever did. If they had taken the sovereignty route, sovereignty means they had to acknowledge that we have regained our sovereignty automatically by La République abandoning the agreement and the federation. And calling this as an annexation, we would have been far better than this. But we went and hit the rock, and even as recent as the 2020s, we were still talking about decolonization. And even now, some of our brothers are still going to the British and calling them to come and decolonize us, as if they don't acknowledge that the British mandate over Southern Cameroon ended on 1st October 1961. And Britain has no mandate over Southern Cameroon anymore. So I think that Ambazonians really need to sit down, hold a conference, which is not about unity, which is just about framing this thing so that everybody go and be doing that. I listened to a question from senior comrade Atemkin Dennis to Susan on that conference, and I just wept that such knowledgeable people will still go ahead to ask questions like that. And the question goes like this. It talks about a union treaty, that how can we be considered as part of La République du Cameroon when there was union treaty? And I was asking myself, does a union treaty make another country or make any party to that union an integral part of another? It does not. Other countries who had union treaties break up. A union treaty does not mean that we cannot reclaim our sovereignty. No. So our argument of keep asking for where is the union treaty, does not matter. Is a union treaty the only thing that brings people together? No. In our law courts, if you take a girl, come with stay, and you are living together for a number of years, you can see, if you break up, you can still share property. You will still liable to pay the girl or to share the property that you made together. So it doesn't mean that only a marriage certificate makes marriage. It's not. It doesn't mean that only signed contracts make agreements. No, they still consider gentleman agreements. Verbal agreements, when you break it, is still considered as a break of trust. So keep talking about union treaty. Union treaty is something that is an argument that is not good. It's a winnable argument for La République du Cameroon. Because the plebiscite was a question to Southern Cameroonians: do you want to join La République du Cameroon? And they answered yes. And thereafter, our prime minister took a seat in the government that was made as vice president. Our parliamentarians took seats in the Federal Assembly. But what we should know is that that union, whether a union treaty with a union treaty or not a union treaty, took place. Yes, we joined La République du Cameroon, but our argument should be stronger on what condition did we join them. Two states equal in status, and we had those equal status. We were all Class B mandates of the United Nations. We all had independence. Whether that independence was by joining or how, it was still the word independence was mentioned. Will you have independence upon, will you join La République du Cameroon upon gaining independence on 1st of October 1961? We say yes. It was still independence. And was there a condition for joining? Yes. And the conditions of joining were met in Fumba. Even though they were not very clear and good for us, but it was still joining. A new country was formed called the Federal Republic of Cameroon, which is different from La République du Cameroon and different from Southern Cameroon. That was a new country. So if we are still part of Cameroon, where is the country under which we join? Where is the country? If the country does not exist, is it not legitimate and automatic for us to be separate? And if that country does not exist today, who is responsible? La République du Cameroon. They reverted to their name, abrogated the agreement on the federation, and shut down the federation without our consent. So how could they? And if they did that, why are they still hanging on us? It becomes annexation, as Pobia said himself. So we should be able to sit down and make out this argument very, very clear. And number three thing that I want to say is that Ambazonians are not, we talk more about within ourselves. These conferences in these universities need to be organized by Ambazonians. And even when they organize it, Ambazonian speakers used to be part of it, so that we make our story very, very clear. Very, very clear. If we don't make our story very, very clear, international communities will still be looking at this as not an international crisis. We need to come out stronger and make it an international crisis and make our argument very, very strong and clear. Because even when we didn't make that argument, we don't make it clear. We keep talking about some of those vague things like, was there a treaty of union, as if treaty of unions is a grief. Many countries have had treaties of unions and they have since broken up. So a treaty of union is not some everlasting glue. And denying the fact that we did not join Cameroon is a farce. We did join. So we should not be denying it, but we should emphasize on those conditions of join. It was not just a blank join. Like Munzu said a few days ago on my media prime. It was not just a blank join. If the question at the plebiscite was asked that will you just join Cameroon, we would never have accepted that. But because during the campaigns it was clearly told that we would join La République du Cameroon as equal partners, and that's why we voted for that. If anybody had asked during those days that will you just be an integral part of La République du Cameroon and be swallowed and bear their name, we would have said no. But La République du Cameroon in that agreement accepted to lose its sovereignty and become just East Cameroon, while Southern Cameroon lost its own sovereignty and become just West Cameroon. Now they have accepted their sovereignty, and where is our own? We have been annexed. And this should be the basis of our argument and not about decolonization or improper decolonization or union treaty. If we are making an argument about annexation, our argument would have been even stronger. But we are not. We have neglected the issue of annexation, and we are talking about decolonization and accusing the foreign powers, making them guilty. And somebody has told us this before, that we should stop it. And I think strongly so than before that, having listened to Susan, that our case has not been properly put. And every 7
Honorable the Son, I've listened to your audio very detailedly. Your audio is full a lot of advice, wisdom, and knowledge, I must admit. A lot. It's an educational audio. But the only one thing I differ in your audio is the fact that you think we can go back and sit and reinvent the wheel. I don't agree with that. Why do I not agree with that one thing? Because we know ourselves. We are at a level where even a single meeting to even commune among ourselves is a problem. Talk less of going back to redefine the revolution. However, you have to accept, or you will accept with me, that the international community has been monitoring us. They have been talking among themselves. They've been seeing where we've been wrong. That is the main reason why the Hudson Institute and the likes of the TV-Politcal and many others that we don't know came out to say, okay, we of the international community have seen that the feasible, doable, workable, attainable option in this year's struggle is a referendum. We might only be seeing TV-Politcal talking, but I don't think he's talking as TV-Politcal. He's talking with an avalanche of international community behind him. The Hudson Institute is talking with an avalanche of international community behind them. Therefore, instead of going back to reinvent the wheel, the sun, I would suggest that we use that energy, harness that energy, and push forward the referendum option. It is true by our nature that the saboteurs will not let go. However, let me quote the words of our senior state lady, Mangan, who said on ABS, "In the end of it all, the eagles will fly and liberate Ambazonia, while the chicken will be left in the cage." Now let me further quote the words of Ambassador Tibonage, Professor Emeritus, who said, "Ambazonia will prevail despite the division." That's to mean that what? Those of us, like you, Honorable the Son, who are able to read and understand things between the lines, have that responsibility to educate other people in public, in private, in using any means. So, if those of us who understand the fact that the referendum is the best doctor prescription for us that will sweep across and treat our illness, it will mean that we conglomerate ourselves, then make the greater voice. Then the minor voices who are like distractors will just die natural death, or they will be the chicken that Mangan used to say, the chicken that will remain in the cage. But to think that we have to go all over again and say, oh, it was, no matter how you talk about our history, political history, at the end of the day, annexation and assimilation will come in unconsciously anyway. But doctor prescription has told us that that is not the solution or the prescription to our illness or ailment. The doctor has told us the referendum is what will cure our illness. Let's go to the referendum. So, Uncle B, if you can go back to that audio, make it and circulate it again, but making people to understand that what we need now as a people is to unify our voice under the option of a referendum. That would be wonderful. We can be having physical meetings now to make presentations, debate, ask open question, honest question about the referendum option that has been prescribed to us by a cross-section of the international community. Not to go and start saying that we are trying to reinvent the wheel in the struggle question. Those who are refusing, just like TV-Politcal asked, on ABC. He asked Paddy, who do you call the international community? That was a very wise question. Shivonagi is not an Ambazonian, he's not an African. He is talking to us, and we say international community. If we don't take him to be part of that international community, so who is the international community? Or do we think that the international community means that the whole world, all the hundreds of countries in the world will just get on one day and speak on our behalf? We are insignificant if we are thinking like that. We are very insignificant compared to what is happening in other places in the world. So if Tibo Nagi is talking to us, he's not talking to us as Tibo Nagi. He is representing a cross-section of the international community voice. If the Hudson Institute is talking to us, he's not talking as Hudson Institute. It is representing a cross-section of the international community voice. And to add to this, these diplomats communicate among themselves. These countries communicate among themselves. This is something even Richard Bell, the outgone Canadian ambassador, told us that we talk among ourselves. If I tell you something here, you can go all the embassies in the world. They will still tell the same story, except it's a country that does not know about your struggle. But any country that knows about your struggle, what I will tell you here, like you go round and around, they will still tell the same story. And it's true. And it's true, he's saying. We have tried that. They talk among themselves. Because this thing, we're so stuck on 1961. Don't be surprised. Maybe they have sat among themselves. Britain said, if we liberate these people based on the mistake we made in 1961, it will mean that after the liberation, they will turn around and ask us reparation. And we don't have any way to escape because we accepted that we made a mistake, because we corrected it. And if Britain says so, what do you think? France too will say the same. We're talking about two key international actors who are already stepping out if we are going by our own prescription, because they are afraid of the consequences that might befall them if they go by that route. So, in all of this, and even the UN too will lose face, because it's part of the conspiracy, will lose face, and they want to go through that route to save their face. So, they now push the Hudson Institute and the likes of Tibo Nagi and many others that you bother to listen to them, that go and tell these guys that the route that you are going, you will solve one problem and create another problem. Because by the time we will solve the problem by listening to you through the 1961 route, it will mean that we're not stepping on the toes of France, on the toes of Britain, on the toes of the United Nations. And that will not go well with us. And even the very countries who voted for our independence in 1961 will be stepping on their toes. Because we'll be going back to them. That they did something they didn't conclude. So there's a lot involved. There's a lot of ramifications with that route. Then they now send Hudson Institute and Tibo Nagi and say, go and tell this guy the path they are taking. It is true. What they are saying is true. But that path, before they arrive there will be a lot of accidents on the way. They will be stepping on a lot of toes. But let's just give a path that is like a bush road to them, that they will go through without stepping on toes and still achieve the same result, which is a referendum. And we are here going round and round and round and round. In conclusion, I would say that all of the people who attended the meeting in DC regarding the referendum option of the Hudson Institute, they should start thinking about having physical meetings, making open presentation, asking hard questions to ourselves, to those who were in that meeting, and to our international partners who are making baby steps to support us. So, the son, you have made an educative, very nice audio, but don't bother to think about, in summary, don't bother to think about us going back to reinvent the wheel. The international community has already given us a prescription for our problem. Let's focus on the prescription and start looking for the pharmacy who can go and buy the drug and get ourselves cured and go on and move. Let me make some analogy here, or let me make an anecdote here. Each time you go to a doctor that you are sick, then the doctor cross-examines you. Then by the time the doctor cross-examines you, he's supposed to make you a prescription to take to a pharmacy and buy a drug. But you're already telling the doctor, no, I want to buy a drink, but paracetamol. I know this. Then why did you go to the doctor? Why did you need the doctor? The doctor said no. paracetamol is not as strong as Panadol. I'm writing with Panadol. Say, no, I like with paracetamol. Say, why did you go to the doctor? And you forget that the fact that you have refused to take the Panadol that the doctor has written. You go to the shop to buy the paracetamol. They will not sell it to you because they're not seeing a doctor prescription. So what will happen? You'll just be going around with that illness, left, right, center. And at some point, if you think that you want to live without dying of that headache, you still have to go back to that doctor, and he's not going to change his prescription. He's still going to write you the Panadol. Why not just take the Panadol the first time that the doctor wrote it to you? Because whether you go around, you still go back to that doctor. You still push you back to that doctor. So if the international community is already giving us a prescription, we are already going around 1961, yam done, yam not done, cassava day for farm, cassava not day for farm. At the end of the day, whether we like it or not, we will still go back to them and they will still tell us, and maybe late that time, just like Table Nuggets said, that if you keep going this route, maybe in the next 20 years, you will still be here. And by the time you are coming, I will not be there. That message resonates a lot, which means he's saying that he has been sent to come and help you people. The international community have sent him to come and help you people. And you are only here going around. By the time you are coming, maybe he's no more in action. And you maybe have somebody to talk to. I mean, sometimes I don't understand how our brains are working. Stephen Nuggets said on ABC, if you continue going this route of your 1961, they cheated you, whatever, you will be here for the next 20 years on the same spot. Unfortunately, by the time you are coming, I will not be here with you again. That statement means a lot. He's saying, in quoted language, he's saying, I've been sent to come and give you a solution to your problem. But since you are refusing the solution and giving me your own prescription, you keep going around. I'm your doctor as of now. By the time you be coming, I will not be there. You know? So, Honorable Bison, let's use your audio, use your...
Comrade Sebas, yes, I get your point. I get the point you're making. But I think sometimes some of us treat this struggle as if it belongs to some people. This struggle belongs to all of us. And if there's something that is going wrong with this struggle, it is our collective responsibility to respond to it. I must, first of all, I have to acknowledge here that you have a good voice, Comrade Sebas. You have a good voice. And the communications department needs volunteers. We need more people to be out there saying the things that should be said in the way that you want them said. So please, I'm inviting you to join the communications department so you can at least set the example of how you want things like this responded to. You can't just come out and criticize without being able to set the example for how you think it should be done well, right? So please, I'm really begging you to join the communications department so we can delegate you to be the one person who will be responsible for responding to such issues. This struggle, sometimes we act as if this is this thing belongs to some people's private business. We are all volunteering for this thing. It's not my thing. So let's all at least take the initiative of assuming some responsibility in doing the things that we want to see done. I will say here that the Sako people are, I don't know how many of them are out there, but they are very passionate. They are always out there every day with messages. How many of us are willing to go out and say something about what we want, our side of the story? How many of us, even to come on TV? There are few people who are willing to come on TV, and yet we expect communication to work. How? Are we going to create robots and use them to speak for us? So please, I'm really begging you to step up and do the things that you want done. You see? Sometimes we're waiting for the Messiah when maybe sometimes we are that Messiah. All right.
Brothers,
Ambazonians, good morning. Today, Saturday, May the 6th, 2023. I want for come here for remind we all say we understand say this day what they call them May 20th. May 20th, where it will start on May 20th, 1972. Now the day of we betrayal. The day where they will sell we into slavery. And we don't decide, say, this day where they will sell we into slavery, we no fit again ever come out for celebrating. We no fit come out for celebrate this day again because in the years past, they will make we will come out, the march, the celebrate the very day where they will take we into slavery. Me will remember what will happen for 1972, 20th May 1972. Now the day where all we're supposed to consider as a day of mourning. That means a day we're supposed to cry and cry. Because now the day where they will take black clothes, tie with ID, sell we into slavery. We will already suffer up to today. So don't decide, ban that's any celebration. For 20th May, it be completely banned anywhere in Ambazonia. So, for reinforce this ban, a lockdown, it don't be called from Thursday, May the 18th to Saturday, May 20th itself. Thursday, May 18th to Saturday, May the 20th, ground zero, it will be locked down for make sure, say, no celebration or preparations towards a celebration, it take place anywhere in Ambazonia. Fellow Ambazonians, that made 20th, 1972, now they before we say they make referendum, we've been a lie. They take ballot paper where they write and they say yes and we, where it is supposed to be either yes or no. But they take and write and say yes and we. Whether we in a French for yes, the same way people they go vote whether they want for be with La République, for be together with La République or not. Now the day that way they be full way, we put them so one the way they don't know for read that language, they go vote. Well, first it never even been a vote because you be get for must come out, it been a by force. You will not remember. That time they check voters card where you want work card, they look, they ask me show your card whether if you don't vote. That means that vote if been a that means that vote if been a by force on. It been a by force vote. You know, been a the one way people they vote because they like them. So that day it be banned. So any person where they come out for go celebrate that day, that means for Ambazonia, that means you've been the biggest fool. You be the biggest fool for commercial you go and go match. I tell you. That means you be slave where you go celebrate the day where they be take you into slavery. Yes. It be like the day where they be make you saving you be slave. When that day reach, your slave master go say, come on match, celebrate this day. You two come out with you go take your headline court, begin the match. For sure how foolish were you there. So we see them say when that day don't reach, La République take their colonial masters them, their colonial administrator them. They go climb, go sit down for grandstand, sit down for high level, sit down for fine chair. And they go talk say, una come on match. They come out there, boom, 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 boom. They replay drum with the match. When the match say una they celebrate with you. Una they celebrate the day where they be enslaved una. As una the match, they laugh una, they curse una. Say, oh look, see this and go fool them. They even match even for the day where we be fool them. We take them into slavery. Now anyway, if we be say we did one before, no, fellow Ambazonians, we don't continue to make ourselves for be this stupid. We don't allow ourselves make it laugh with. Let's say we foolish people. where La Republic colonial masters, they go sit down for grandstand. They did not drum them, play all kind of things. Say, when I come on match, when I go there, they match in front of them. They would laugh, say, ha 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 ha. See that foolish in them. They laugh, they march for day, they chase the celebration until when the day we will make them slaves. Now the day we will make them slaves. We will not feel continue for the do so, fellow Ambazonians. We will not feel continue for do so. So that day where the 20th, no man no get for come out. Even before that day, I doesn't talk from Thursday. Stay for your house, do anything for your house, a day of meditation, a day of prayer, a day of mourning, where you wearing a black clothes. Because in a sad period, see how many of you they slaughter them today. Because they don't enter, take all things for we, take power, take everything. Even we chief themselves now, them they choose them. Now then they choose them, they choose some. When I see of recent way now, which front don't die from the update. Now colonial administrators in there now, they decide who will be the next fund. Kingmakers, they stand for corner. You see, kingmakers, they stand for corner. They don't ship them stand for corner. Which side with culture don't go now? They don't take even with culture. Then we go come out the match. Say what the match now waiting. Say no man no get for come out that day. The lockdown is there from Thursday the 18th to Saturday the 20th. Man will come out outside na mumu na popo ngombe. Na popo ngombe. But that means say you and swine say different story. What if you come out that day say one go match the day where they will enslave you?
Comrade, we are not speaking to La Republic. If La Republic is aware, they are not going to come and make the argument with you during the negotiations. If you don't know these things and frame them well during negotiations, remember, before any negotiations, you will tell your story and what you want and why you want it. Because when you frame your story very well at the beginning, I don't think anybody will support the fact that you go into an agreement as an equal partner, and then somebody will be suggesting a special status, greater autonomy, like Susan was insisting in that seminar. I urge all of you, when something comes from a certain source, go to that source and listen and get the inspiration from where the man is coming from to say certain things. I said I watched that conference, the Kerman. It was a conference in the Harvard Law School, and I listened to this woman called Susan, insisting that autonomy is the way forward. Greater autonomy in La Republic is the way forward. And this is the argument that the international community will be going into any negotiation with in their minds. And La Republic will be going there to same. But while there, we have to accept the fact that we cannot accept anything less than equal status, which means our country, Southern Cameroon, as a full and separate country from La Republic. And that we are negotiating as equal partners and not as a region of La Republic de Cameroon negotiating with government for a political solution. So if that is the case, we will not go into any negotiation and be asking La Republic to give us our independence. They have no independence to give us. We did not gain our independence from them. And so they have no independence to give us. What we're asking from them is to liberate us, leave us alone. So that is why we are making this argument, because we still see our brothers and sisters going to the British Parliament and asking them to come and decolonize us. It's just like Black Americans still going to the white people and asking them to disenslave them, whereas slave trade was abolished many years ago, and all black people are free, and even their rights given. So that is why we are saying all these things, because we still see people making same mistakes. Our senior people know these arguments very well, but a lot of us who have little opportunities, even in our schools, to present the Ambazonian case as an example of conflicts in the world, I have to know how to present it. I did one myself at the university. It was not meant for diplomacy, but it was a class presentation, which I presented the case of Cameroon, Southern Cameroon. And so that's why. And also we are insisting on some of these things for posterity. A lot of us grew and started after 2016 before we knew a lot of things about Southern Cameroon. But those are things that we should know. We don't want our children, after this dispensation, to still express some ignorance or to still be deceived, as some are making an attempt now to deceive us that we never had any independence. So we can't say that we should stop talking about this history, because mistake is being made, it's still made. Mistakes are still being made, even by senior comrades. Somebody will ask that, what makes you think that your judgment is better? But they are just arguments and suggestions. We don't have to question somebody's judgment, but their opinions expressed about the issue. And if you didn't like somebody's opinion, don't tell him to stop saying it. Say your own. Because even if he keeps quiet, you will be there talking things that don't even make sense, that don't even move the revolution even an inch forward. Yes, sometimes we spend a whole day in different fora calling Chris Anu up, Chris Anu down, like I had Victor. Spend the whole time calling Chris Anu up, Chris Anu down. Sako up, Sako down. I ever down, I ever up. Akwanga up, Akwanga down. Things that don't help anything, that instead help to engender the divide.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Those were our activists. We heard of Honorable Mola Wunja. You heard of SOS Mike. We also heard from Honorable the son, and many others who gave their opinion about the referendum. Please, thanks for joining, and we'll bring more content in the next episode. Thank you very much.